what world am I living in? What is going on? Where Playa del Carmen, one of the most prestigious and awesome vacation spots in North America, has their #1 hotel as a Hilton and the #2 as a Wyndham. What is this? Is this Bizarro World? How is this possible? And this is not based off luxury, of course not. This is based off something much worse. Popularity. Which means people are choosing these hotels consistently over and over and over again. What is going on? Well, I will tell you what's going on. Both these hotels are actually pretty good. In fact, they're really good. And I just stayed at both of them back to back, and I can tell you they are fantastic options for Playa del Carmen, especially if you want to be downtown. And in this video, I'm going to tell you which one to choose. Hilton is #1, Wyndham is #2. Hilton is the 5-star option, but it's more expensive. Wyndham is the 4-star option, but it's lesser expensive. They are right across the street from each other. Both are upscale options. Both have fantastic food, and both are adults only. So which one should you choose? I'm going to dive right into it. The first category is location. Again, they're right across the street from each other. Both steps away from the famous 5th Ave, downtown Playa del Carmen, where you pretty much have a 2-mile stretch of unlimited everything. Entertainment, shopping, eating, drinking. You can walk that stretch basically any time of day or night safely. 5th Ave is the reason to stay downtown Playa del Carmen. And by the way, there aren't a lot of legitimate upscale options downtown Playa del Carmen, specifically for all-inclusive. So these two are fantastic options if you do like to leave your all-inclusive resort once in a while. They are across the street from each other. I cannot reiterate that enough. They're basically identical in location, but I am going to give the category ever so slightly to the Wyndham because it is about 100 yards or so closer to downtown. So technically it does have the better location, but no matter which one you choose, you are going to be in the heart of downtown Playa del Carmen. Both of these had great entry-level rooms. The Wyndham was more classical in its design. There were a lot more columns and structures and statues and kind of monuments inside. It had great molding, great recessed lighting, kind of like a sunken type of main room. The balcony was beautiful. I had one of my best nights of sleep ever on that Wyndham bed. It was blissful. For a Wyndham, it was a gorgeous hotel room with the tile, the marble, the granite, the pillars. Hotels just aren't built like that anymore. I am going to give the nod to the Hilton room though. It was just pretty much better in every way. It's larger. The bathroom had a dual vanity and a separated toilet and shower area, which is great if you're staying with someone who you're not the closest with. And the main room was a marvelous place to be. The second I walked in, I was floored. I could not believe I was at a Hilton property. From the timber ceilings to the marvelous bed to the super stylish couch to the big and beautiful TV to the jacuzzi tub that's front and center, just to the lovely spacious layout as well as the balcony with the hammock. Everything in the Hilton room was super impressive. Okay, restaurants, and this one is so fascinating because it's not what you think it's going to be. You would think that the 5-star property Hilton would have the better restaurants, and although they are really good, and the food is nearly identical, I'm going to give this category to the Wyndham. I thought it had a better selection of restaurants. I think they had about the same amount, but I found the Wyndhams to have more appealing restaurants with the better menus. I thought the food was more consistent. I found the buffet at Wyndham to actually be a little bit bigger and better than what's going on at Hilton. And I thought Wyndham was more creative with their dining options. There were some things I've never seen at any all-inclusive ever, such as the full-blown market, where it was kind of like a convenience store with fresh sandwiches, wraps, juices, fruit. It was open from very early in the morning to very late at night. You could walk in there and load up as much as you want whenever you want. You could load up a backpack if you want and head right to the beach or right to the pool. It was really convenient. And also, Wyndham had the rooftop poolside sushi place, which I've never seen before in my life. I think it was a fantastic concept. Compared to Hilton, Wyndham was slightly, but definitely noticeably better in every dining category. As far as the pools, I think it's important to preface that both of these are kind of boutique style all-inclusives. I think that the Wyndham has approximately 300 rooms and the Hilton has approximately 400 rooms. And for all-inclusives in the Cancun area, in Mexico, or just in the Caribbean in general, those are pretty small all-inclusive hotels. So the pools don't have to be monstrous, and I thought the pools were appropriately sized for both properties. The Wyndham pool was definitely smaller, but again, it's the smaller property. There's basically just one main pool, but there is a bridge that basically divides it into 2 parts, the quiet part and then kind of the more social part. Wyndham also does have a quieter, smaller pool that's located on the rooftop, but there was really nothing quiet about it. The main pool at Hilton was excellent. It was definitely oversized for the property. It could accommodate everybody at the hotel and then some. Hilton also did have a secondary pool that was even closer to the beach. This pool was divided by a bridge as well. It did have a smaller, quieter side and then a more social side with a swim-up bar. Hilton definitely wins in the pool category, but when it comes to bars and nightlife, both of these hotels are pretty much losers. There isn't a lot of nightlife or bars at either of these properties, which is interesting because these are the two most popular resorts in Playa del Carmen. I think a big reason why there isn't much nightlife is because both these hotels are so close to Fifth Ave, where you have Coco Bongo and Senior Frogs and all that stuff. It's basically unlimited entertainment and unlimited nightlife. So maybe these hotels just didn't put a lot of effort into anything after like 9 o'clock because there's so much available just steps away from the property. If I was forced to declare a winner, I would give the category to Wydham ever so slightly. At night it had the better bar and the busier bar. Next category is beaches. This one is so simple, and that's because Wydham doesn't really have a beach. It is gone. It was either taken out by a hurricane or just erosion in general. They are working on reclaiming the beach. Wydham is saying 4 months. I can tell you it's very much closer to 4 years. But if you're looking for any semblance of a beach experience, go with Hilton. Now, I was a little disappointed in the Hilton Beach because it's downtown Playa del Carmen and it's a very popular spot for locals. It's in the city, and you're gonna get that city crowd, and it just didn't feel that luxurious or exclusive. But if you are looking for a beach between the two, it is absolutely Hilton in this category. Next category is crowd. This one is interesting because these are right next door to each other. They used to be the same property. The Hilton used to be the Royal, and then the Wydham used to be the Grand. This used to be one hotel, basically. And it's two completely different crowds, for sure. Choose wisely. I'm just gonna give it to you straight. I'm gonna tell you exactly how it is. The Hilton crowd is gonna be more upscale, it's gonna be more refined, but they're gonna be a bit more quiet and a bit more stiff. The Wydham crowd is gonna be more energetic, it's gonna be more bustling, but it's not gonna be quite as refined. They're gonna be more folksy. Two completely different crowds. It's just personal preference on whatever you like. I'm giving this category a draw. Next category is energy and vibe of the property. This one is clearly the Hilton. The Hilton actually felt like a tropical resort in paradise. It was upscale, it was sophisticated, but also laid back at the same time. It felt like an actual quintessential premium resort. The Wydham didn't. In this category, the Wydham actually felt like a Wydham. I don't know, just something was off with the motif at Wydham. So this category goes to Hilton all the way. Next category is price and value. Price is what you pay, but value is what you get. Which property gives you the most for your money? Again, Hilton is the 5-star property, but you pay a little bit more. Wydham is the 4-star property, but you pay less. Speaking very casually here, just for one person, I think the difference in rate was a little over $100 a night. Given that difference in price, I actually think that the Hilton is the better property. I think you get a lot more luxury for your money. Now, I thought Wydham was actually a lot better in a lot of these categories, as you can see. But when it just comes to the overall choice and what you get when it comes to luxury and experience, for an extra $100 a night, I would much rather choose the Hilton over the Wydham. Okay, 2 categories left. One is extremely important. Before I get to that, let's talk about the campus. The Hilton campus lands are just breathtaking, and I never thought I'd be saying this about a Hilton that is located downtown Playa del Carmen. It should not be as beautiful as it is, but it is striking. It is stunning. Everything about the Hilton just flowed perfectly from the lobby to the courtyard to the pool to the beach. It is absolutely the best property when it comes to campus landscape layout. The Wydham campus was disjointed. It wasn't even connected. It didn't have a lot of the greenery that the Hilton did. It didn't have a lot of the class that the Hilton did. It just wasn't as complete or luxurious as what you're gonna find at the Hilton. So when it comes to the campus, the grounds, the landscape, it is Hilton by a long shot. And the last category is the most important one. It is experience. This is what influences your memories. This is what gives you those unforgettable moments, and which hotel is going to deliver in that aspect, or deliver better, I should say. And I go back and forth on this one. It's tough to call because Wydham I liked in a lot of areas. I can't believe how much I actually liked the Wydham. I can't believe the Wydham is better than Hilton in a lot of these categories. It is definitely the better option for food. It definitely has the busier and more energetic crowd. Location is right there, technically better than Hilton, and it's the cheaper option, but I think I have to give it to Hilton. I think it just comes together nicer as a property. It's more consistent, it's more luxurious, it's not that much more expensive than the Wyndham. It actually has a beach, so it's more complete. The pool setup is better. I think I have to give it to Hilton in this category. So there you go, Hilton number 1 versus Wyndham number 2. I never expected to be making this video. I never expected to stay at either of these hotels and like them as much as I did. Both are great properties and very deserving of their number 1 and number 2 status. When it comes to choosing one or the other, I would just suggest take a look at the categories, rank them accordingly, and then choose the one that's best for you and your vacation goals.